YouTube channel. I'm Kimberly. Today is September 2nd, 2023, and I'm coming to you from Haymarket, Virginia, and this is episode 38. This is a crafty channel that I host with my daughter Brooke whenever she can make it. She's currently a senior in high school this year, guys. Oh man, so she's got a lot going on. It's been a while, you guys. So I looked, and Brooke and I actually both last recorded March 28th. I'm sure you guys all know this. That is a long time ago, so I'm so sorry. I'm back. It's been a long summer, just super busy. You guys know how it is, life, right? You can find us on Instagram at Sweet Pea and Chickadee, and you can find me on Ravelry at Karmeni, just my first initial last name. Okay, so March 28th. That's so long. It's the longest I've ever missed. And it was just one of those things where it's like, I meant to do it so many times and it was just so busy, and then they were going to be really long episodes, and then it was like I just ran out of time. And so we're basically starting from scratch here. I'm going to show you everything that I've finished. I think I grabbed everything, which really isn't that lot. I have a lot to show you, but if we're talking about from March 28th, it's really not that much. I've just been really busy. That's just how it is, life. And I'm going to show you not everything I've knit on, but my current whips, what I'm currently knitting on, because that would just make this episode way too long. And I'm definitely not showing you all of my acquisitions because Maryland Sheep and Wool was in there. I've done lots of traveling, to just short little trips for different reasons since March 28th. And of course, whenever I travel, I like to hit up a local yarn store if they have one. And so I've bought yarn here and there. So that'd be too much. And I don't even remember all the things that I bought. But I will show you a big purchase, or at least talk to you about it, from Maryland Sheep and Wool. So let's start with what I'm wearing. So I am wearing the Olori sweater tee by Lanre of LaKnits Apparel on Instagram. I test knit this for her using loops and threads yarn that I already had in stash at the time. And it's the recycled stuff. So it's made from recycled water bottles, plastic bottles, and it's so soft. It's velvety almost. I love it. So I made this sweater for I got the yarn on sale. It was less than 20 bucks for this sweater. So love it. And it's such a great beginner sweater pattern because it is top down. And when you split for sleeves, they're done. This was all done at the same time. It's crazy how she did it. So when you split, you're done. Isn't that insane? So you don't actually have to come back and pick up for sleeves. It's so cool. So you guys, if you want to check that out. But yeah, so check out the Olori sweater tee. Let's go ahead and get started with finished objects. Now I do have quite a few, but like I said, really not a lot considering from March 28th. Every single one of these is a hat, a sock, or a blanket. Those are the three things I had. When you're really busy and just a lot's going on, I didn't really have the brain power for anything else that was too complicated. So hats, and they were basic, not a lot of, thinking involved hats. Socks, none of them were patterns. And then the blankets were actually pretty good too. So I'll get right into that. So let's start with socks. I do have quite a few. And you've seen a bunch of these before, so I basically finished them. First up, I can't remember which one I started first. I think maybe this one, I don't know. These are the Fear Street Shorties. It's a sock set. The Fear Street yarn is from Bumblebee Acres. I got it as a sock set because I love Fear Street, reading those books as a kid. And it's part of their Halloween last year release. And I love these when they're releasing sock sets. I'm sorry, I just went on a massive sneezing rampage. I think my allergies this year, is anybody else having really bad? I'm taking allergy medicine. I'm still getting a little bit of snuffles and lots of sneezing, but sorry, so I'm red. I just sneezed 10 times. Anyways, okay, Fear Street Shorties. I did a longer cuff. I always do a 2x2. Here's what it looks like off. So I did a 2x2 cuff. I did the pop of color up top. I actually started it with just this one and decided it was just too much crazy. So I liked this little pop of color up top from the mini skein because I felt like it grounded the craziness of this color. I don't know, it just felt like it grounded it. I liked it. Fish lips kiss heel, and then I did the toe as well. I really like it. Fear Street Shorties, finished these. Like, I think I had finished the first sock and then just hadn't even started the second one. So I finished that. And then these, which I think I might have started before the other ones, but these are from Nomadic Yarns. This is in her yak base, and I think it's like something about Friends is the colorway name. Old Friends, maybe. I can't remember, but it's on my Ravelry page. And this is her yak base, so it makes, her yak base will make that stripe set look a little bit more darker and jewel tone. I really liked it in that one. Now this is different because I used a row 1 mini, like little leftovers, for just this little bit of the heel. And I don't know why that got into me. I think I was afraid I was gonna run out of yarn because I got a 50-gram skein of this. And because I made it a little higher, 50 grams is normally no problem with me if I make them my true shorties, but I did make these a little bit higher than I normally do, which I like, but I didn't think about it being only 50 grams. So I was like, well, let me just, and these were afterthought heels. So I had already made the tubes, and so I knew how much yarn I had left, and I was like, I don't know if I can make 2 heels out of it. So what I did was I made just a little pop of color on the heel, basically, like a little, like the very end, and I did the same amount of rows for both socks. So they look kind of the same, but different, right? Different color stripes leading into it, but it makes it, I just really liked it, how it worked out like that. Looks like I thought this through on purpose. I mean, I kind of did, but only because I needed more yarn. So yeah, this is the afterthought heel. And yeah, I think same row normal for my shorty cuffs, but longer here in the leg than I normally do. And it's because I just made a 2 first. And I think, I don't know what I was thinking. I just forgot. I think that I only had 50 grams or something. Which is really great about Nomadic Yarns is that you can get her, any of her, or most at least, of her colorways in 50-gram skeins, which is great if you want to save money and not have a whole half of a self-striping left over and make some shorty socks. And some people have small feet, so they can make bigger socks. I wear size 10, so shorties. All right, the next one are my St. Patrick's Day shorty socks. I think I had started these on the last episode, or at least wanted to. I think I had started them. But here are the shorties all done. This is Lollipop Yarns. I love it because it always comes with a mini. So here's the mini. And I also did the cuff in the mini. And yeah, I really like it. And I like how the white is like a speckly. It's very cool. I cannot remember the colorway name. It's on my Ravelry page. If I remember in editing, I'll put it down here. If not, go look at my Ravelry page if you want to know. But yes, it's one of her St. Patrick's Day. She has a couple different colorways. I really like this one. I've had it for a couple of years, just waiting for me to knit it, and so I did it, and I really like it. Next, I have my Geektastic Fibers. So this you would have not seen because I bought it at Maryland Shipping Wool. Actually, I bought it at Yarn Centric because Geektastic was at Yarn Centric, and that's like a day before Maryland Shipping Wool. It's Maryland Shipping Wool weekend. Yarn Centric is on Friday. It's up near there. Which of my friends and I, we live really close, like within an hour of Maryland Shipping Wool. So we just drove up on Friday to Yarn Centric, and then the next day we went to Maryland Shipping Wool. So I really like this one. And once again, did I write it down? Nope, because I just called them Geektastic Shorties. I don't remember the colorway name. It's on my Ravelry. If I remember again, I'll put it in editing, but I really like this, just the pop of color. And the 2 different pink stripes, and like I just like how thin the stripes were, and they have it's really great because they have like their samples knit up, so you can see what the stripes look like before you buy, and I really like that. I also like how they have self striping in many other bases there, which are really cool. And I got like a darker, like greener, more jewel tone self striping, which I'm really excited about for making socks. But yeah, so I made these shorties. I love them so much. These are like shorties. These are my normal shorties. I love shorty socks. These are all gonna be shorty socks that I'm showing you. When I knit socks for myself, or really for anybody, they're gonna be shorties or at least middies, which are a little bit longer. But if I'm going to have long socks or make someone long socks, I'm gonna crank them on my sock machine because why? I have a sock machine. That's what, hello. So yeah, I really like these. These are one of my new favorites. And you guys, all these socks that I'm showing you, I have not even worn yet. I've been waiting to show you guys. I had a stack of new socks that I couldn't even wear because I was wanting to show you guys before I wore them out a little bit. Also, I forgot to mention, this was a Fish Lips Kiss heel for these. And these ones are obviously an afterthought heel. I really like on self-striping to do an afterthought if I'm gonna use the same color, because it makes it like a bullseye kind of effect on the heel. Now, if I'm gonna use a contrast color, I'll just use Fish Lips Kiss because that's just easier for me. But yeah, so yeah. Next up, I have, I think, no, this one. I'm trying to go in order. Oh my gosh, I love these so much. Also another lollipop yarn set that I've had for a while that I just had not knit. This is the mini skein it came with. This is called Space Cadet. I didn't remember that. But I really like how it's got the rainbowy and it's separated and there's speckles in the gray. Oh, I just love it so much. And I love how both of them, like I got them really close, you guys. Look how close this is. Like, look how close. I did that like really on purpose. I really want it to be kind of close. I really liked how it ended on the rainbow. And it started with this up here. I really like that too. Yeah. So my cuff's always the same. I always do a 2x2 usually, unless the pattern tells me. And if I'm doing a pattern, then I'm like, yeah, I'll try it. But 2x2, this is a Fish Lips Kiss heel. And yeah, there's the yarn. I really like this. I made this in my Ravelry. I think I named them my Pride Month shorties. I made these for June for Pride Month because they're rainbow. Very pretty. Next, I made these, which I love. This is Zebra Yarns Votes for Women. This is the mini skein it comes with. All of Zebra Yarns, if you get one of our sock sets, they all come with mini. Of course, sock set, so it comes with the mini. I really like this purple. And I knit this for, because Zebra Yarns is hosting like this like 4-day knit along for like knit a pair in 4 days for the 4th of July. And you get bonus points if you did anything like American themed. Like she's got a bunch of like, you know, red, white, and blue sets. I didn't have any and I have tons of Zebra Yarns in it. So I was like, I'm not ordering anymore. Plus I kind of joined in kind of late, like right before we were gonna do it. And I'm like, this is kind of patriotic. Votes for women, I think so. So I did this one and I really, really like it. Both of them are done. 2x2, Fish Lips Kiss heel. And yeah, it's like a very good mustardy gold. I really like this color. I started with like a pop of color up top with the purple, and then it looked like as soon as I added that to the top, it made it look kind of more like a sports theme colors. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's not what I'm going for. So I took that off, redid it. I'm like, I like this much better. Looks really good. Oops. All right, guys, the last 2 socks are up. If you haven't noticed, I've been pausing so I can put them on the sock blockers because I'm not one of those cool podcasters that can just do it really quickly and easily. Takes me a minute. Okay, the next one, I think it was this one. This is my next set. This is Opal yarns from Germany. I actually got this colorway when we were on our trip to Europe, not this summer, but last summer. I got this I think I got this one in Scotland. So when we were in Edinburgh. Yeah, I think it's Bee Inspired yarn store. Yeah, and now this is a another Opal yarn, and my friend Amanda, hi Amanda, she sent me a whole bunch of Opal like solid colors, just destashing from her. I was like, I'll take them. And I just got this in the mail before I was doing this. I'm like, oh, it works perfectly with this. So yeah, I really like Opal. I just love the repeat is so long. So this to this is one repeat. So you basically get like 2 repeats in a whole shorty sock. I love it. It's so cool. And they're all numbers. I put the numbers in my Ravelry page for the colorway. Really like it. I think I made this cup a little bit longer than normal. I can't tell, but you know. And a Fish Lips Kiss heel. My last ones, you haven't even seen this yarn because I just got it. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. These are so soft. Okay, so this is Shirsty Cat, which I love her just sock base. If you haven't ever knit with it, it is so soft. Like it's, you can almost, I don't know if you can see the fuzz coming off of it maybe. And it's so like soothing to knit with because it's soft. And I love, like I have one other pair of socks knit from Shirsty Cat, and I pull those ones usually first because they're so soft to wear and it held up really well. This I got this summer at Public Knitoxication. It's at one of our local wineries. They usually host it every year. It's very small, like very few vendors, but we all, you know, you get to walk around, drink wine, and shop some fiber. It's amazing. I love it. It's just so fun. Met a couple friends and it was great. So Shirtsy Cat and in her confetti colorway. I love it. I love how her yarn, like if most of her yarn, if done a certain way, does not pool. It's really great. And she'll be able to tell you, you can ask her if her yarn will pool or not. And some of it does like flashing on purpose, just depending on how she dyes it. And she'll be able to tell you, which is really cool. She's very knowledgeable. Yes. So this one was not at Maryland Sheep and Wool. She was at Maryland Sheep and Wool, and I bought other stuff like fiber from her at Maryland Sheep and Wool. But then I was like, you know what? I really need some more Shirtsy Cat for socks when I saw her Public Intoxication, because I love my Shirtsy Cat, just sock base socks. So yeah, I got 2 of them right here. Love them so much. Super soft. And yeah, this was part of, because my birthday was in July, and I really wanted to have a birthday cast on. But like the next day we were leaving to go pick up my son from, like, he was graduating a military camp in the summer. They have to go to their junior year, the summer after their junior year of college. So we were driving to Kentucky the very next day. So I was getting ready to go. And I really wanted a birthday cast on, but I just couldn't do it. So what I did was I came downstairs to my yarn room and I did like a birthday winding party. And I picked like 3 skeins of yarn, 3 or 4 that I wanted to wind up because I wanted to knit them next. And I basically will show you all those. But was one of them. And I was like, confetti, like my birthday. So perfect. Okay, I'm really excited. I just showed you all the socks because now I get to wear them. Okay, next up, hats. I'm not even going in order of things. I'm just going by topic. So the first hat I made was this On the Sea Train by Espace Tricot. It's a really great, I love the shaping at the crown. It was super easy, I think 1 by 1. And I just used stash. So I used Drops Air, I'm looking at it, that's why. Drops Air, and I had this leftover from my True Color sweater that I test knit for Bray Bell. And I had got a whole bunch of colors. I wasn't sure. There's an Intarsia patch on the sleeve, and I wasn't sure which colors I wanted. And so I'd gotten a whole bunch extra. I'm like, perfect, I can use. And I saw it in the project pages that some people had used Drops Air and it worked out. It's like a very lofty yarn. And so I actually used this color in the sweater and had leftovers and still had leftovers. So this is a great way to use leftover yarn. Doesn't even take a whole skein of Drops Air, which was great. And it's just so soft because, you know, it's Drops Air, very fuzzy. But yeah, I really like the shape. And yeah, it's very, very, let me see here. Let me put it on, mess up my hair too much. Normally I would do my bangs different. But yeah, so like this kind of. And you can go like this. Like that, I guess. I have no idea what I'm showing you guys. Does it look okay? So yeah. But yeah, it's really cute. I feel like it's light, but like really soft. Okay, let's see. My hair will get fun because I'm gonna try on all these hats. Okay, so that was the first one. And it's a free pattern, you guys, if you wanna get it. Okay, oh my gosh. Okay, the next hat. And then once I started this, I was like, I kind of was on a mission to find a great gift knit hat, because my current hat that I love to make is the Musselburgh. It does take a little bit of time, but it's great because it's just stockinette and I love it. The thing is, you kind of have to explain to your gift recipient like not how to wear it, but like how to fold it. So like if it comes unfolded, you have to like explain how to refold it back. Which is fine for people who live near me, but like what if I'm sending it off to people? Anyways, I wanted a great gift knit hat that was like very straightforward on how to wear it. This is good. I think it's a little more feminine, but when you fold it up, it's kind of more masculine. So that's kind of cool. I do like that. So I didn't realize that until later. I'm like, so that's actually really good. And it was quick. And I have tons of Drops Air yarn left over. The next I tried was the Oslo Hat. I think that's by Petite Knits. Yes, yeah. Petite Knits is the Oslo Hat. So I went for this. I used 2 skeins of Oink pigments in, oh my gosh, did I write that down? No, I think it's Motion in the Ocean or something like that, or Motion of the Ocean, something like that. And 2 skeins held, a fingering held double. I think it's got cashmere in it. It's really nice. So I use this and I do like it. It's very warm and thick and all that stuff because it's like DK weight. And then I've got a folded up DK weight. So I do like it. The only thing that I might not like as much is the full, okay, so it's a lot of knitting, I'll tell you that right now. But look, so it does this, you do this kind of thing, that's the back. So you're knitting and then you do a little bit of purling to switch and then you're switching it inside out and knitting on this side. So like I started, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I just don't love this because then it comes undone and they're like, where do I fold it at? Like I feel like they would just have to know, like, this is how I fold it. Like that. So once again, I feel like I'd have to explain. I don't know. I mean, I'm probably overthinking it. But I mean, a knitter would understand, or somebody who like wears a lot of different kinds of hats maybe, but I don't know. Because I would never want to wear it without it folded because of that. You know what I mean? I mean, unless it looks cool. I don't think it does. So I like it for me. I'm not sure it's gift knit worthy is what I'm saying, basically. But I really love my hat. It's super cozy. Love the color. Yeah. Okay, the next hat I made was, I think it was this one. So this was part of my birthday yarn winding party. And I actually got this when we were my husband and I went to Philly for like a long weekend. And Philly's great. You guys have to go see Philly. Oh my gosh. And I went to a yarn store. Oh my gosh, there's a couple and I get it wrong every time. Why? Oh, I can't remember. Anyways, this is Wandering Flock. If I remember, I'll put it here. This is Wandering Flock, which is my first Wandering Flock I've ever purchased. I was really excited about. And this is her rose gold colorway. So this is the 4th hat by Isolde Teague, another top-down construction. And this is a DK weight yarn I use. I think you can use any kind of weight and there's different instructions. But I had 1 skein of this beautiful, and this is what I have not blocked it yet, which is why it's, or cut it. That's why I haven't blocked it yet, because that's why, I'm assuming that's why it's doing a little bit of a flare. What I did was I listened to other people in their project pages and they made the body of the hat an inch longer. So I knit this part an inch longer than the instructions said. And then just ribbed and then there's 2 different options for the rib. She gives you a 2x2 or 1x1. I really liked how my On the Sea Train 1x1 looked. So I went ahead and did 1x1 here, and I just went until I ran out of yarn. Like this was like all I had left. So, wait, no, is it? Yes, because I wove in the ends all the way up. This is all I had left. So I went until I was out of yarn. So this is actually shorter than it calls for in the pattern, but it works out. And it totally works out, like folded up. I have plenty of space. And the reason people said to do an extra inch in the body was because when you folded this up, if you didn't do the extra inch, you would see like this part. Like you would actually see the ribbing like this if you're wearing it. But because you made I don't know how that works, but because I made the body longer, you don't. Now, also, I think I made it a little big. I'm gonna show you, but I actually kind of like it. Like I chose a size I think that was too big is what I think I did. Like it's not like the ribbing makes it not too big, which is great. Oh my gosh, bangs guys, I would fix that normally. But like this is super slouch, which I kind of like it. But at first I was like, oh, this is gonna be like mushroomy. I don't know, but actually I kind of like it. So I've got this, and if I gotta pull it up to make sure that the covers the ribbing underneath. And yeah, I really like the color. I really like everything about it. So this is a good gift knit, I think. And I really like how Isolde does these top down because then I just go until I run out of yarn. Especially, now it wouldn't really matter really much on a fingering weight, but on a DK weight, I just went until I ran out because I knew I wouldn't have less yards. I wouldn't get all the way through. And this is like super self-explanatory, I feel like. They still have to fold it. They don't have to fold it, but it'd be like really slouchy, which people can do and people like it. But yeah, I really like this. I think this is a good gift knit one. I really like this colorway. And I love, yeah, it was really great to knit with. Wandering Flock is just really great. I'm really glad I got to try out her yarn. And then next up, oh my gosh, you guys. Next up, I did my Musselburgh number 8. Yeah, I told you guys, I'm obsessed. And here it is. I really like it. So I bought this, this yarn is Urth yarns in like one of they're obviously self-striping colorways. And it's fingering weights. I got this one when we were on our way to Kentucky to pick up my son. We go to his graduation. I stopped at, I think it was a Kentucky, because we went through West Virginia and there was just a couple stores there, but we were driving on Sunday and getting to Kentucky on Monday. And all the yarn stores in West Virginia that I was seeing along the way were closed Sunday and Monday. But this one was open on Monday in Kentucky. And it is, oh my gosh, I'm gonna put the yarn store down here. Coffee Tree, I think, Coffee Tree Books. Coffee Tree Yarn and Books store. It's a coffee shop, a bookstore, and yarn. And my daughter was with me and I was like, oh my gosh, she loves books. So it was a perfect place to stop, get some coffee, look at yarn. It was amazing. So this is just part of their whole skein, fingering, self-striping. The colorway number's on my Ravelry page. And so here's it unfolded. And I just like this side better, the striping up top. So I just keep this side. Like, so you know, Musselburgh by Isolde de Teague. It's top down, but of course it's like top to top again is what it is. So, you know, like when you unfold it, it's to teach somebody how to fold it back into each other. So this is the other side. I don't like it as much on top of my head. I like this colorway better. So yeah, I just chose that side, but you can flip it, flop it, however you want it. And yeah, I just thought this would be a great, and I have not made, people do like scrappy Musselburghs and self-striping, and I had yet to do a self-striping Musselburgh yet. So I decided to make this one. So I had just bought this yarn in July, and I made this in August when we were on our, I made this in 5 days, you guys. 5 days. Normally it takes me like a month, or at least close to that, a month to do Musselburgh, because I'm getting on other things. But I was so obsessed when we were on our vacation to like, we went to Williamsburg and just like camped at a cabin on a camping resort that has like a pool and stuff. I wouldn't call it camping. Went to Busch Gardens and stuff. I was obsessed with this. So I just straight knit. Like I just loved this one. Because the self-striping changes. It's super addicting. So yes, Urth yarns, check it out. I have it folded like this. Should I try it on? My hair's already a mess. It's just so fun. I love it. Love the fun. And I realize when I wear my Musselburghs, I almost 100% wear them like this because it's just cozier, it's warmer. I'm usually going out to the horses, we only have one horse, going out to the animals or doing something. I don't know. If I'm gonna wear it, it's because I'm cold. So I like to double up. Like sometimes I'll like wear it the slouchy way, but usually I wear my Musselburghs like this. Super nice. I love it. So fun. Okay. So moving on, we're almost done, you guys. Now we're on to blankets. Okay. So I finished my Habitation Throw, you guys. Habitation Throw by Helen Stewart. This was my Advent, Rubies and Roses Advent from last year, and I modified the crap out of this pattern. I mean, the pattern itself is the same. I modified the striping. That's it. Now, I have not trimmed, I've been using this blanket and I have not trimmed any of these ends because I haven't blocked it yet, but like I keep using it and it's so squishy and it's big enough already. Do I need to block it right now? I mean, I eventually will when I wash it, but like, I don't know. So it is a corner to corner throw. Mine is way bigger than normal because I did stuff to it. And I'm going to show you. I was hoping I still had, I thought I still left my stitch marker on here, unless I took it off. Did I take it off? I must have taken it off because my cats must have been attacking it. Okay. So I can't remember which side I started with because it looked the same. So here, so I start from this side. So I cast on here. This was the day 25 color, and the day 25 color was a full skein. Each one of these is a mini skein. I use the eyelet rose in the colorway Mirror, which is a gray, and I think she switched out to a different color gray, but it was Mirror, and I used over a skein of this. All of my notes, I have very good instructions on my Ravelry page if you guys want to check it out. And I was very careful about how I worded things because it is a paid for pattern. So I didn't give away anything in the pattern. I just told you, you would basically have to have the pattern in order to understand what I was saying, if that makes any sense. But here, let me just show you really quick. So I'm just going to show you the colorway sequence because there's no way I can get this whole thing. And I will include a picture of it laid out. I think I have one. Okay. Yay. So I started, actually this is the first one. So I started with this side, this corner. I know that because of the days. Day 25 was a whole skein, so I use that a lot throughout here. This was day 1. So I didn't start with day 1. I think on the colorway, it's like on the instructions, it says to start this with day 1. I started this, and I think I even went a little bit bigger, and then started day 1. So I have all of my measurements, calculations on my page if you guys need to know. So this was day 1 through 25, and then it stops. There's day 25 again. That's the full skein. Then what I did was I wanted this because it's a throw, so it's corner to corner, so it's a square. I want it to be more like a rectangle. I'm tall. I kind of want it to be rectangular. And I want it to be bigger. So what I did was I did a bunch of combo, I think a total of 5 combo stripes. And what I call combo stripes is, this one's a combo stripe. So I went down and back in day 1, down and back in day 2, down and back in day 3, all the way to day 5. So there's 5 days in a combo stripe because in between is 10 rows. Basically 5 ridges because it's really only down and back is 1, but technically 2. Get it? So then I did just days 1 through 5, days 6 through 10, 11 through 15, 16 through 20, and then 21 through 25. Then another day 25. Then I restarted and went back down. Yes. So what I did was to make this a rectangle, these combo stripes. I increased on one side, so you see how I kept increasing on this side of the blanket. So look, see, it's still an increase. But on this side of the blanket, I decreased. I wonder if you can see it this way. So here, this was, see how it comes to a point right there? That was the end. Then I started decreasing on this side. So if I increase on one side and decrease on the other side, it makes it be a rectangle. I don't understand math and geometry. It just worked. Like I figured it out and I drew it out on paper. I'm like, this is gonna work. And I knit it and it worked. So if you ever get to one of those corner to corners, if you keep going on one side, and then eventually, I don't know how, it works out. So then once I hit the end of the combo stripes, I hope this is, I might have explained it better in writing on my Ravelry page. Once I got to the end of my combo stripes, then I started decreasing on both sides. Like I picked up and was decreasing like normal, just like the pattern says, all the way back down to the other side, which was this way. I'm trying to show you guys right sides here. This way. So then I hit the end of my combo stripes, started decreasing back down. And what I did was I reversed. So on the way up is day one. So I only used a little bit of yarn. So I had a ton of yarn left over from that mini. On the way back, the longer stripe is now day one again. So I used the rest of the mini. I had between 1 and 2 grams left over of each mini. Like I have left over. Like 1 to like maybe 1.5 grams left of each mini. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but yeah, down to the end. It is so cool, you guys. It's nice and big, like you can see. I mean, I can't really show you guys too, but yeah, it's really big. It's really wide. I have not, here, I'll try to I have not even blocked this. Okay, I'm trying to show you. Is that helping? Okay. So like that. And that's not even all the way to the end. Like I was like chill holding it in the middle. So it's great for me. I'm tall. This is great to cuddle. I've been using it a lot on my bed, or like on my chair when I'm knitting. It's really great. And so I don't know if I want to block it, but when I do, I'll trim the ends, I guess. But I've just been using it this whole time. And I love it. I'm so glad it's done. Yeah. And I got the Ruby and Roses Advent for next year. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah. Love the colorways. And this is the exact order that she put it in. I love her order. I did not change it. Yeah. I love it so much. Anyways, my next blanket is an actual full-on humongous blanket. Okay, it's heavy. So this was crochet. Everything else I've shown you today has been knit. This is crochet, and this is I saw this blanket first on the Purled in Texas podcast. It's 3 ladies in Texas. One of them had started crocheting this when I saw it. She had different colors, but this is the Primavera Blanket by CJ. Hold on, I want to make sure I got this right. CJ Design. And on CJ Design on YouTube, and if you look on Instagram, it's cj.dsgn. Like, just take out the vowels. This is also made using the yarn that she knit her sample in, and also the lady on Pearl in Texas was knitting the Karen Blossom cakes. I ordered these from Michael's because I wanted very specific colors. So I just ordered it because my local one didn't have a lot of different colors. And all of the colors I use are on my Ravelry page, and I already know I'm gonna make more blankets because it was so quick, so soothing when I'm like super busy. It wasn't something I could take places, but when I was super busy at home, I could crochet it. Nice and thick yarn. It's great. So let me show you. And there's different options. I did the border option where you could do a little bit of a border, which is the white. Like edging, I guess maybe. So I got the white, I think it's called something. And it's supposed to be kind of like it's definitely a granny stripe blanket, nice and big. And I got this, it's free on her blog, you guys, this pattern. But it's like 3 rows of one color, 1 row of the white or whatever color you want, and then you switch to the next color. And I try to get them a little bit more fadey, like, you know, it just kind of fades into each other, not a whole, like this one, not as much, but. And then, so these are my colors. So it's the purple, this color, it's like a purple yellow. This one, it's like a tropical something. This one, and then this one. And then it starts over again, all the way. And then here's the corners, which weren't super good for my edging, but I'm not that great at crochet. I'm okay. Like I can do granny stripe like all day long and granny squares. But yeah, this thing is huge. I used up all the yarn, and I'll show you how I made it even longer. So I did all these all the way to the end because I was like, oh, it's a little bit more square. I want it to be more rectangly because it's really big. It's very wide too. I made it very wide. I mean, I went the exact as the pattern says. Now down here, where I get to the end, this is really hard to show. I was getting to where I didn't have enough. So there's purple, and I think I combined the purple with the next color, the purple and yellow. That's combined into these two. Like I think I tied a knot. I even think I just tied up into like a magic knot, and I just kept going. So I started with purple, went to the other one. This one's all that color, I believe. This one is a combination. And then this one, I think it's a combination. So I like basically looped a couple colors together. If that makes any sense. And I had plenty of white to do. I wasn't sure. Like I had less than a skein left of the white, even like less than a half skein. I was not sure because this blanket is giant that I would have enough white to do the trim, and I had plenty, like plenty. And I put that in my notes so you guys know. But there's also an option that you don't have to do the edging. But I thought it'd be nice. But you guys, this thing is huge. Okay, let me see if I can do width. I mean, it's like longer than my wingspan. I can't even hold, like I can get to here maybe. And I'm like 5'11", so very wide. And then it goes down like past my feet, which is great. And I'm 5'11", like I said. But I love this blanket. It's so soft. You get the Karen Blossom Cakes are so soft. And I had never tried them before. You guys should. It's got like a little bit like a fuzz factor. It's really good. Now I think the designer actually said that it'll leave fuzzies on you if you're knitting with it. I didn't notice that. It could depend on the color or what you're wearing. Maybe if you're wearing black. And like, which one did I grab? This one is the Blossoms color, which I think is the purple. And it is 61% cotton, 39% acrylic. So that's like really soft. And it is a 4, so a medium. Yeah, it's really nice. I really like that. I'm gonna order, like they have so many different colors. And I have all these different color combinations in mind. That I'm gonna do, because it's a really big blanket, and it took me a minute, not like really long, but it's just because you want to get to the next color. It's all about color stripes, you guys. Color stripes knit themselves. You want to get to the next color, and it's just crochet, you know, granny stripes over and over and over again. It's super easy. So yeah, I really like this blanket. Really cozy. I'm actually gonna leave it on right now because I'm kind of chilly down here in the basement. Okay, now whips. Now I'm only gonna show you the few whips. I think only 3 that I'm currently working on. I've got some socks, I've got some mitts, and Dalen's sweater. I'm back on that track, you guys. Okay, so first up, socks. I got this unique sock kit. I think I just got this. We went to Williamsburg at Yarn Matters. This is color sequence number 54. That's what it's gonna look like. Now, the thing is though, I'm splitting this. So if you've never seen this before, they come in 2 equal skeins that match perfectly, or at least close to perfectly. Here's 1.5 skeins, and then I've already kind of used the other half skein. Okay, so what I decided was that I am never gonna wear socks that long, but I really like this section for me. So I am making this top part for my mom. Hi mom, surprise. This top for my mom in like some midi socks, because she likes hers a little bit more midi. And then I'm gonna make these in super shorty socks. I think I have enough left over. I've already finished the first sock. And if not, I'll like do a contrasting heel, or even, you know, I can make it work. But I think I have enough. So here's the first sock, which actually I should put on some blockers. And if you see my Instagram, you've already seen the sock. I did it totally in the color. I did not put in any other color like for contrasting. My mom's feet are also a little smaller than mine, so that's why I thought it might work. So here's the top part. And this is for my mom. Fish Lips Kiss Heel, 2x2 cuff. I think it's a longer cuff, so I did more of a midi for her, and went down. Here is what I have of the second sock. I have just finished the heel, and well, you know, just finished a little bit ago. Last night I finished the heel, and now I'm on to the foot. This is what I have left over. I believe it's like, because this is 50 grams, I think I have like 23 grams left. And if I do my normal super shorty socks, I should have enough left over. If I don't, I'll just do like a, even the toe or the heel. I'll probably do the heel in another color. But yeah, so these will be mine. It'll be the blue and the green into the red and pink right there. So this is my mom's right here, and it started the green a little bit, and then here will be mine. Now my mom only has like size 9 feet, a little bit more than like 9.5. I have size 10, so, but I gave her a little more length, and mine are gonna be like down to here anyways. I think I should have plenty. If not, I'll add in some, but it's really cool how I'm getting 2 socks out of this. It's really like this color. It's really fun. So yeah, and I'm also using I haven't shown you any of the bags. Oh, because I don't have any of the bags. It's a Kimberly pouch by Scrappy Angel. Love my pairs one. And I'm actually using the little pocket too by Cottontail Farm. You can kind of see her tag in there. Oh, that's not easy. Okay, Cottontail Farm. I really like these pockets. One side snaps out the side so you can hook it onto stuff. So I like this. I wasn't sure if I was going to be walking around one day when I was knitting this, so I brought it with me like this because then I can walk and do this. But they're both in my, like in there. So yeah, I'm just working on this. I should be finished with this shortly, and then I will just go right into making my shorty socks from the leftovers. And it'll be fun. It'll feel like different because I don't like knitting 2 things with the same color over again. Like I don't want to knit a pair of socks in the same color, in one color, and then knit a second pair right afterwards in the same color. Like that's boring. But this will feel like a totally new color because it essentially is. So it is Unique Sock Kit by Urth Yarns, and it is $75.25. And yeah, I really like it. 220 yards each half skein, which is why I thought I could do it because it was like a 440 yard essential skein. But yeah, I really like it. Did I tell you Fish Lips Kiss Heel for hers? I think I did. But yeah, so there you go. Surprise, Mom. I hadn't told her that yet. Okay, so I got that. Next are things that I'm like, I haven't actively in the last week, but I just finished one. So this is a fingerless, they're more like wrist warmers. Oh, this is my Black Pearl Magic bag. This is the other skein that I did a birthday, birthday wind up. This is hedgehog fibers in birthday cake. I picked like party kind of sounding, except for the rose gold, but I picked confetti and birthday cake. I just love hedgehog fiber so much. I got this when we went to go tour UVA, University of Virginia, for my daughter in July. There is a Magpie Knits store, and they have tons of just like awesome things and yarn. And so they had hedgehog fibers there. And it's in their sock base, 90-10. And I just love this purple. And so I was gonna make a Musselburgh out of it, but then I was like, I'm making a silk striping one. And so I really kind of want wrist warmers because another fun fact, I started substitute teaching this year. I used to be a classroom teacher years ago. I used to teach 4th grade here in Virginia, and I decided I didn't want to do that anymore at the time, and then I went into government. And then I haven't been working the last few years, just been at home, enjoying things, enjoying the kids, I have so many animals, like a full-time job. And my husband travels all the time, so I take care of everything. And I was like, I really want, my hobby is expensive. Knitting and spinning, you guys, super expensive. You guys know. And I'm like, I kind of want to make some extra money for my hobby. And also, I kind of want to get out of the house, and I know they're always in dire need of subs, and I like teaching. It just wasn't something that I wanted. I liked teaching. It's just that teachers have to do a lot more than just teaching, and that stuff I didn't like as much. Like, I didn't like the testing all the time. I didn't like the constant meetings, the constant data collecting. Like, literally testing these poor kids every other day is ridiculous, you guys. And yeah, so I was like, oh, why don't I be a substitute? Because that's like, you know, something I can do to help out my community. And also I like being around kids and being in the schools, and I don't have to do any of the work the teachers do. I basically show up and just like do what the teachers told me to. That's easy. So anyways, for substituting, I wanted to make some wrist warmers because sometimes you get chilly in the room. I don't have a sweater, or I don't want to wear a sweater. So Leslie, friend from a friend to knit with, she's got a couple different wrist warmer patterns. I have not blocked this yet, and I think it'll stretch out a little bit on my forearm when I block it, because to me it's a little snuggish. But yeah, so here's the wrist warmer, and I would probably pull it down a little bit. Now I've got long arms. I think I made mine a little bit longer. But yeah, I really like this. Love the, look how that knits up, that birthday cake. It's so pretty. And you can slouch it down if you want to, or pull it up even more. And I think this will get a little bit longer maybe, and a little bit wider. I at least just want it a little bit wider. I don't need it too much longer, you know. But yeah, just like wrist warmers, just to throw on, and they're fun. Now, this is a combination of two of her patterns, and I had both of them, so it was okay. This is I don't know why I'm looking at my notes. I did not write this down. This is a combination of her Beatrice mitts, because the Beatrice mitts are in her fingering weight yarn. And this is fingering weight yarn. I really wanted to make her toast wrist warmers. Those are in worsted weight, I believe. So even if I held this double, because I had plenty of yarn, it was not going to come out. It'd be a DK weight. And I didn't want to double up because I wanted to see it knit just by itself. Like I didn't want to make it too confetti-y. And so I took her Beatrice mitts pattern, which are fingerless mitts, and I did the cuff the same way. I did not do any like the thumb hole or anything like that, obviously. And then I just knit, and then I just bound off like the toast, because the toast wrist warmers are like this. They're like this, like a little bit of a roll, just bound off, and they're just cast on and knit. So they have a little bit of a roll here. So toast mitts do this on both sides. Beatrice mitts have a cuff on both sides. So I kind of like mixed and matched, but I went off the numbers of her Beatrice mitts because it's fingering weight, did all the same numbers. And yeah, it's a little tight here, but I think with wear it'll stretch. Like it's not super tight, but like, you know, and I want to stay up, so it should be kind of tight. But I think blocking will help and wear. But yeah, they're really cool. So I made one, and I just have not cast on the other one because I've been working on socks and Dalen's sweater, which I'll get to. But aren't those fun? I like these. And they're really meant for like, if you're wearing like a 3/4 length, you know, and you just want, you get a little chilly and you want the extra sleeve. It's really cool. Like a 3/4 length sleeve, and you want some extra. Cute. I really like this. And it was super easy, right? Do a cuff and then knit and then bind off. And I went back and marked so that I can make the second one the exact same. So there's that. Now for Dalen's sweater. Okay, if you guys remember, I'm making the Crossbill Sweater by Natalie Pellick. It's a Ukrainian designer for my son. He wanted, which he never wants anything, and he wanted a whole sweater, this kid, because he watched, what was it, Kingsman, like the newest Kingsman, and they have like, you know, those British, they wear like those, you know, those big buff guys, and wear like this turtleneck cable, you know, in like the snow when they're fighting, and he thought that was really cool. He wants that. So we found a pattern we liked, and it was Ukrainian designer, which is fine, but there's an English version. And if you remember, I was knitting, I got almost all the way through the body before I split for sleeves because it's bottom up, but bottom up cable all the way around. And I realized I had flipped a cable, like almost all the way down. I was like, and my son was so sweet. He's like, oh, it's okay, Mom. I don't even notice. Like, you don't even worry about it. I noticed it while he was trying it on, of course. And I was like, I don't care. I would notice. So, and I was like, I am not pulling this whole thing out. That took forever. So what I did was I dropped down. Oh, and if you guys have seen, you guys saw me do it on Instagram, and I don't think I went through and showed everybody like my steps, which I think I'm gonna do soon. I don't even know what side it was on now that I did it. I have no idea. So I think it was somewhere in this middle section, and I was like probably down to here. I was like this far down up, and I dropped all the way down to like here. It was insane. I dropped my cables all the way down and recabled back up. And it took me a whole bunch of different tries to make, because they all looked a little floppy or whatever. I had to like switch my needle sizes to like bigger than normal, which is in like when people tell you how to do it, they say use smaller needles. No, I needed bigger needles or else it looked too loose. And I knew it would block out okay once I did it, but I was like, oh my gosh, it was so stressful, you guys. But yeah, so here it's bottom up and I have separated front and back. So what you do is you separate front and back, joint shoulders, do the turtleneck, and then you make the sleeves separate and then attach them. Now, I have just separated, so it's like, you can tell, like I just separated here. And it's taking me a while. And now this looks really long too, doesn't it look really long? Like a dress. But he's also 6'2". So this is, the instructions say as how long it is. It does look a little long in the pattern pictures as well. And he kind of wanted it a little long, and he's also 6'2" and very long torso. So it'll work for him. I'm just kind of worried about the blocking. Like, I think because it's cabled all the way around, it's gonna hold the length. However, I did see that other people had problems with the sleeves growing because it's only cabled on the top and it's just ribbing on the bottom. And I have had sleeves grow, so I'm like, I'm well aware, like my street cardigan, oh my goodness. So I'm gonna make sure the sleeves are a little bit shorter than he needs, and I think that'll block right out. And the sleeves of course are made, you know, cuff up, so it's like, what are you gonna do if they grow too much? Oh my gosh. So I have split for front and back, and yeah, so there's a whole bunch of, I don't know if they're mistakes. I think they're translated issues in the pattern. It is a paid for pattern. There's another person in the project page had put down a whole bunch of things that were wrong, but she was doing the kid sizes and I'm doing the adult sizes, and the same things are wrong in mine. But I have just like made notes, so if anybody else wants to make it, follow my notes of what the differences are. And I think a lot of it's just translated, the words didn't translate, because I think she's Ukrainian and she had it translated in English, but like the name of the translator looks like a Ukrainian name. So I mean, it's like, you know. So every time I switch to a new thing to do, it takes me like a full 24 hours to figure out what the heck they're trying to tell me to do. Like a full, like I almost, so right here on the side paneling, before we split, we started to get, like we went all the way up and then we got into this craziness. Figuring that what she wanted me to do, a full 24 hours. Like I was to the point where I almost, like I kept bringing it out and being like, what? And you know, and then I almost just started, I'm like, well, I'm just going to follow the pattern and just like visually without looking at her numbers, because this doesn't make sense. And then 24 hours later, it clicked on what she wanted me to do. Like it's so, and there's like 22 pages of this pattern. It's a big pattern. And I had no idea what she was saying. And I figured it out. I was like, oh, thank goodness. And there's of course no close-up pictures of this. I had to go find other people's projects to find the underneath the arm close-ups. Because I was like, what is she trying to tell me to do? What is it supposed to look like? I don't know. So yeah, so I figured it out, thank goodness. Now, and then when I split, it was another like 24 hours being like, what? And I think what she did was she's like, so there's different charts. She's like, use chart 3 and chart 5. Well, I think it's using chart 5 and chart 3. Like she swapped the charts because it didn't make any sense. Like it did not make any sense. And so I just swapped the charts. I'm like, I'm just going to do it because, and that took me 24 hours to be like, okay, I'm just going to do it. So every time I switch to a new part of the pattern, I have to figure it out. And then I'm making notes for you guys in case you want to knit it and you won't have to do all the work. So yeah, it's really fun. It's like a, you know, like a 4-stitch half cable, like 4-stitch cable, 4-stitch for the other half of the cable. It's really simple. It's very easy to memorize. I memorized all the cables already. But yeah, it's going to be great. I'm just worried it's going to be super long. And I'm already going to run out of yarn. The yarn does not, I can already tell right like halfway through, I was like, this is not going to be enough yarn. And I went off of how much they said. I am using Knit Pick Swish DK. It is super soft and squishy. I love it. This is a Nutmeg Heather colorway. My son picked it. And yeah, it's really nice. Really great yarn to knit with. I have a little bit left over right here. And it was like out like through all of April, and now it's back, and so I need to order more. I have like a few skeins left. They come in half skeins, but yeah, or 50-gram skeins. I really like this. It's a lot of work. I'm making the smallest size because he's a very slight, tall boy, just lanky. And so I'm making the 34-36 for him. And yeah, so it's gonna be, hopefully it's not too long. And I know it'll block a little bit wider because these will help block it a little bit wider. Because right now it fits him perfect, and this will make it a little bit wider for him. But this is the smallest I had, so I couldn't go any smaller. And yeah, so we'll see. Wish me luck. I have never done a full cabling sweater before. I've done cables, not a full cabling sweater. I've never done a turtleneck, and I've never done where I knit the sleeves separate and then attach. So that'll be interesting. And it's really funny in the pattern, so I've looked ahead. It says, okay, knit the sleeves. Then you get to, and it has a little bit of shoulder shaping, which I've seen the pattern or the pictures. After it blocks, it's almost like you attach the sleeves down here. So I need to be like really, like this all blocks wide and it comes down to here. I'm like, that's why they're long, because you're starting your sleeve here instead of up here. Anyways, so it says, hey, do your shoulder shaping, bind off, and then, okay, now do the turtlenecks. I do them at different times. And I'm like, so we don't, like nowhere in the pattern does it say to attach the sleeves. Like, even if it didn't give me instructions on how to attach, it at least usually says, you know, attach sleeves or something. Usually they give you like their preferred way to attach or whatever, but I mean, I've never done it before, but I would assume it would eventually say, now attach the sleeves. It doesn't even say that. But I know, obviously, I have to attach sleeves. So yeah, luckily other people have this ahead of me, and I'm copying what they do. But yeah, it's insane. This will be like my super, and then I have to make Brooke sweater, which, as you guys know, I forgot which one that is, but it's like a super thick, chunky, open kind of knit sweater. And it's in black, but it'll be super open, so it should be easy to do. And that should be super fast. It's like a cropped kind of open, like chunky yarn, so that'll be fine. And then my husband has a sweater I have to make him. And I haven't made myself a single sweater this year. That's okay, I've got a crap ton of socks and hats. But yeah, so I'm working on this. Oh, and you guys, if you've seen my skull, they're so cool. Oh, that's back. The Naughty Knitress has these on her website. They're so cute. I love them. Okay. That's it for my whip. So those three things are the things I'm currently working on. I have worked on a ton of other things, but I mean, not in a long time. And you guys saw that I had a lot of like socks and stuff, finished objects, but really not that much since March 28th. Just been like, you know, doing tons of other things. There are things I want to tell you. Oh, I'm not going to show you acquisitions, like I said, but I did get a spinning wheel. Oh my gosh, you guys. So I got that at Maryland Sheep and Wool. I went the full day at Maryland Sheep and Wool without buying anything. And then I was like, I'm just like, because I got like a lot of good yarn and stuff at Yarn Centric the day before. I just wasn't feeling anything that I saw, like that I didn't already have or had something similar, because, you know, I have a lot of stash. And I saw spinning wheels and I got an Ash for Joy. And I love it so much. It's the one that you can put, like you can fold up and put in your backpack, or a backpack. It's got a backpack that comes with it. And I've already taken a spinning class with it at my local yarn store. It was so fun, and the teacher was amazing. And yes, I've been playing with it, but I love it. So I'm kind of getting into that, but I need to buy more bobbins before I can like add more yarn. I need to ply and stuff. Anyways, it's so fun. That's really cool. Then next week, I am going to a crank in for my sock machine. My first ever crank in. I've never done like a spin in, any kind of in. I'm going to a crank in for sock machines. It's called the Shenandoah Valley Crank In, and it's the 6th annual. They haven't done it since COVID, so it's like a big like return, you know. And it's in Harrisonburg, which is over by James Madison University here in Virginia. So I'm super excited. It's like an hour from me, hour and 15 minutes. And we're staying in a hotel there. We got like a super discounted rate, and it's gonna be really fun. There's only like 30 of us, I think, and we bring our sock machines there. And there's gonna be people that like can help us learn new things, because I really want to do ribbing. I want to learn how to use my ribber dial ribbing. I want to learn how to do toe-up socks, because that would really help me use like the most of my yarn that I can. Because like a lot of things I have are like, I'll have like a half skein or like 60 grams and I really want to make someone some socks, but like I don't want to have to guess if I do cuff down that I have enough yarn. So toe up I think would really help. And I want to learn how to do hats, which kind of goes along with ribbing, because I'd be ribbed hats. So I'm really excited to like learn new things. It's like 4 days. It's Thursday to Sunday. We get there at noon on Thursday. We leave around noon on Sunday. But that's a lot of cranking. Like, cranking is really fun. I can get a pair of socks, a pair of basic socks out in like a couple hours. The thing is though, after that, my back is like ready to be done, because you're like sitting kind of hunched over. So no matter how you sit, it really doesn't. I don't know what chair could make your back not hurt. There must be some magical chair, and I'll find out when I go, because I'm gonna ask all the people who've been doing this forever. But it's really, I'm just really excited to be with other crankers and learn new things, and it was just really fun. And I know nobody there. So I looked at like the little roster that was like signed up, and I didn't know anybody. So it'll just be fun to go. Hopefully, like a lot of people don't know anybody. And I'm gonna have a ton of crank socks to like Kitchener stitch, which I don't hate, but you know, that's a lot. And my husband's really excited because he wants a lot more socks, so he's really excited for this to happen. And but I have to tell you, I have not cranked anything since February. I haven't cranked anything. So I was like, oh my gosh, I need to practice this weekend. This is a long weekend. It's Labor Day weekend here in the US. I need to practice. I get there on Thursday. Today is Saturday. I need to practice. I can't go there and look like a schmuck. I can't look like I'm some kind of like, never done it before. I mean, you can, but I like put on my thing that I'm like an advanced beginner, I think is what it is. Because like I can do a full sock and the heel, which means you're an advanced beginner, but like I haven't done ribbing or lace or anything like that. And I was like, I put that on there and I haven't cranked since February. I can't go there and look like I lied. Like, oh my gosh. So this weekend I'm practicing. I at least gotta do like a pair a day. I need to build up my tolerance too. Like I never sit for more. I've done maybe 2 socks in a day and then my back was like super sore. But I will be cranking all day. Like they don't say you have to, like you can go off and do other things and take breaks, but like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of cranking. So at least all day Friday and Saturday. Insane. I'm so excited. So you guys, if you're watching this later, I'm totally out of cranking. I'm pretty excited about it. Also life chat, if you want to stick around. What do we have recently? There's been so much since March 28th. I can't even remember everything. Like I had picked up my son at college and now he's already back at college since in the time span. He went to they call it advanced camp for the Army. He did really well there. He's glad it's over. It's like one of those things I kind of dread. They know it's happening. They're end of their junior year. Now it's done. Now he's a senior year. So it's Brooke's senior year in high school and my son's senior year of college. I have 2 seniors. Oh my gosh. I know this is going to be financially and also emotionally draining. Like to have 2 graduations. Oh my gosh, you guys. I dropped, so I was like, okay, I'm a big crier. I cry a lot when it comes to like my kids and like new things that they do or something, new experiences. And my son, I dropped him off at college, didn't cry. I was so excited. I was like, I haven't cried the last probably 2 years that I dropped him off. This year I thought maybe, and I didn't cry. I'm like, okay, cool. This is awesome. And then Brooke, I got out there for her first day of school and I'm like making her take all the pictures. And I had her get in her Jeep and took pictures of her Jeep and she's like, Mom. I'm like, do you want me to take the backpack pictures? Better watch it. Take the Jeep pictures. So she's taking pictures and I'm like, okay, have a great, first day of high school. And as soon as I said it, I just like, I burst into tears. Like I didn't even see it coming. I burst into tears. I tried to turn away and Brooke was like, Mom. And she got out of her car, put her car and turned off her car, got out of the car and came over to me. I was like, I don't know what's wrong. I'm sorry. I'm being all teary-eyed. Like I seriously burst into tears. I'm like, whoa, that came out of nowhere. This is gonna be a rough year. Like it was, like I get less emotional thinking about it, you guys. It's just, you think when your kids get older, you're gonna be less emotional? No, it's like the same, if not more. I don't even know. So Brooke's senior year is going great. Finished her 2nd week. Dalen just had his first week of classes. His is going well. Just Brooke's doing it really well. She's got all of her clubs. She is the president and founder of her club, which is Future Female Leaders. And she's vice president of the Buddy Club, which is the club where they basically hang out with the special needs kids. It's really cute. They do like trick-or-treating for Halloween around the school, and they do like scavenger hunts. It's really fun. And she's in like a ton of other clubs, like Star Club, which is tutoring. She just got training done because she was selected to be a student ambassador for her school. This girl is like super busy. She goes to the gym. I mean, she's super busy, and then she's trying to get a job now. I'm like, hello, podcast. Priorities. But yeah, so she's a busy girl, and she's got college applications. She's working on her essay. She's super stressed. Oh man, so much is happening. I got senior pictures. Well, she had her school senior pictures in the summer. We're gonna do like the outdoor ones where you hire a photographer here pretty soon. I think she wants fall ones. She wants like October-y. So I need to get that scheduled. My son, apparently at these military colleges, you can do senior pictures. Like there's a photographer that will go to the campus and take pictures of them in their uniform. So I'm getting that done. It's gonna be really cute because he was a 2020 kid. So he graduated like during the pandemic, like 2020 hit. So that was when he graduated. So he didn't really get a lot of the graduation stuff. So this is really exciting for him. And he will get to have some senior pictures with his uniform. And then I've already like reserved her, the same photographer, for commissioning pictures because he's commissioning into the Army at the end of the year, and he'll have his actual Army uniform, and they're gonna like they're gonna take pictures of us. It's like I want my husband to be in his military uniform. I want father-son pictures, and I'm trying to get some like family pictures in at that time, and his commissioning pictures. It's gonna be really exciting. It's gonna be rough, you guys. You need to pray for me this year. Also, another reason why I decided I wanted to sub is that I need to keep busy. Like, I'm not busy enough, but like, I need to get out of the house and keep my brain off of the fact that my 2 kids are growing up. Anyways, see, that came out of nowhere, you guys. Okay, sorry. Whew. Breathe. Okay, so yeah. I've got 2 seniors and it's gonna be rough, but I'll make it. Luckily, my mom is moving here to be with us, like live with us she's retiring and moving here in the spring. So that'll actually help having someone else here because my husband does travel a lot. And when my daughter goes off to college and my son commissions in the Army, it'd be like an empty house, you guys. And without my mom. And I went from college to marrying Damon and having Dalen like right away. So I had Dalen when I was 22. I don't even remember not having kids in the house. I mean, I only had 2, but like I've always had them. I feel like it's gonna be really weird. So I'm actually really glad my mom's gonna be here to keep me company and I don't lose my mind. So it's gonna be really great. And yeah. I thought I was done. I'm sorry you guys. I'm sorry. I don't mean it to be weird and emotional. Okay. All right, so that's the end. I'm gonna try and keep this like current again. We're back on track every 2 to 3 weeks, and I will show you guys what I'm up to next. So have a great day. Bye.